allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Angela?
Yeah.
Jeff?
Yes.
Jenny?
Yes.
Shelley? Stephanie?
So this is going to be our reorganizational meeting. We're going to need council members for the committees of finance, PRPR, and infrastructure. We'll start with finance. If anybody wants to nominate themselves to be on it.
I'll stay on finance. I can be on finance.
One more?
Two.
No.
That was one.
Oh, no, I meant one more person. There's usually three people on the committees.
Yeah, Angela was the first one to say.
Stephanie.
Oh, Stephanie? I didn't hear.
And who's the third?
I will,
Oh,
Who's the
Shelley.
third?
I will, Shelley.
Okay, thank
I
you.
didn't hear.
That's okay.
PRPR.
Want to explain that to us?
That's like you paint the snowflakes that go up and stuff like that. You do probably like the Christmas, like public relations.
Oh, okay. How many do you need on that one?
Usually we have three on.
Public relations, parks, and recreation.
Oh, okay.
I can be on that as well.
Did you want that, Carol?
Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, not a big deal. Just not money.
Anybody else?
You have Carol and Jeff?
I have Carol and Jeff.
You need three?
Usually we have three on each. Three
Oh,
people.
three on each,
Three
okay.
people, yeah.
Okay.
Hell, I'll do it.
Jenny?
I think I would.
I think it
I
works.
think you
With Jenny?
would. And then infrastructure.
I'd like to be on that.
Jeff.
I wouldn't mind being on that either.
Jenny, were you on infrastructure before?
I think so.
Going around looking at the sidewalks, trees, stuff like that?
Was I?
No,
No, I
Shelley,
wasn't on that one.
or, I'm sorry.
Ron?
Yeah,
I
Rhonda, me,
I
and
did.
Shelley.
Yeah, I did. So we have who?
I know.
Brian, who are the people that you have?
For
as well?
infrastructure, Jeff, Carol, and Shelley.
I just need to know because the website has to be updated.
And then we need to nominate a council president.
Oh, give that to me.
All in favor?
Just walks right in here.
I'd like to nominate Jeff Hanna.
I'll second that one.
What?
I'll
They
second
nominate
that one.
you, Mr. Hannah. You okay with that?
I'll accept that nomination.
Oh, very good.
Okay, we'll move for a motion to forego the reading of December 8 minutes.
Well, you have to vote on council president. don't you?
Is anybody else gonna, you wanna nominate anybody else?
Well, you just have to say yea or nay.
Okay. Go ahead, Angela?
That's fine. Jeff's fine.
Jeff said yes.
Yes.
Shelley?
Yes.
Alright. Now we'll move for a motion to forego the reading of December 8 minutes.
Is there any way I can ask a question on the minutes? Can't ask, am I allowed to ask them? I just want an explanation, I'm not trying to pick at anything, but when you made a motion to move money for the Heart and Soul, that's coming out of that account for you to pay, right? Okay.
It's coming, it's in the Heart and Soul Fund.
Right,
And
that's what I
I'm
was
moving
thinking.
it from a line item
Okay, But you need to have an approval on
I
it.
have to have approval when I move it from, regular expenses and wages.
Okay.
Wages have to be, approved, has a resolution.
I make a motion on seven.
I've got a couple amendments, I think.
Mhm.
In the mayor's report, Mr. Leathers was, written as Mrs. Leathers.
Okay. Did you circle it, Jeff?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
And then, in the executive session, it says Chester Balderson made a motion to come out of executive session. Rhonda Jennifer Bowman seconded the motion, so we need to clear up whatever that was.
Yep. Can I have that to make the corrections?
So now we will move for a motion to forego the reading of December 8th minutes with amendments.
So moved.
Second.
Shelley?
Yes.
Jenny?
Yes.
Angela? Yep. Jeff, sorry.
Yes.
And then move for a motion to accept the December 8th minutes with amendments.
I motion.
I'll second.
Stephanie?
Yes.
Jenny?
Yeah.
Jeff?
Yes.
Angela?
Move for a motion to forego the reading of December 11th minutes.
I have a question on that too. Sorry. I know what it was. When in the minutes it said something about, you were explaining that there were certain people, you just had the two people, Jason and that Chris, that can fill in.
For water?
Yeah, the water, well, to help out. And I thought somebody had spoke up and said that Jim Martha was gonna help you, or was willing to help out. Was that said or not?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, but you don't have to put it in the
I
minutes.
don't have to put everything,
Okay.
I have to, I can, at least a general idea of what we talked about.
All right, thank you. I was just questioning that, thank you.
So do we
You
have,
do
a
record those though, right? Like all the minutes?
do we have a motion to forego the reading of December 11th minutes?
So
I'll make a
moved.
motion.
I second.
Okay, I'm gonna give that to Jeff, who
Oh,
else?
that's fine. I didn't hear.
Who's second?
That's fine.
I'll second.
Angela?
Yeah.
Jenny?
Yes.
Shelley?
Yes.
Stephanie?
And then move for a motion to accept the December 11th minutes.
So moved.
The second.
Jeff?
Yes.
Shelley?
Yes.
Stephanie?
Yes.
Move for a motion to pay the bills.
Just one thing, Brian, we forgot to discuss the meeting time and date.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Is everybody good with second Monday at 7 o'clock?
No change.
All right, move for a motion to pay the bills.
I'll make a motion.
I second.
Stephanie?
Yes.
Jenny?
Yes.
Angela?
Yep.
Jeff?
Yes.
All right, so now we will move on to resident and guest concerns. Let's start with Mr. Tom Cap.
I have just a question or concern about a resident at 300 Fremont Street or State, whatever you wanna call it down here, that had a trash issue before. Now they have such a large hopper for trash that they have cars parked in the alley. Or against the alley, whatever, it's just a safety concern, stuff like that for snowplow.
Right at the end of your alley there on 12.
And or, like the bucket truck getting down it.
The south end of your alley there at 12.
Correct, yeah.
I have a question. Tom, if they move the vehicles, can they still get in there? Like, if there was an emergency, like you said,
They got
maybe-
3 vehicles there, and
I know,
one's
but-
parked in the driveway, and the other 2 are right on the alley.
My question is, is that if we did have an emergency, could they not move the vehicles to give us access? Yeah, I'm just
If
asking.
they're home, yeah.
Okay, that was just my question, just.
To me, it's just a concern right now, with
Absolutely.
snow, with the plow, or if they need to get down with a bucket truck for some reason, cause there's a bunch of bushes on the other side, and like I said, their cars are sitting.
Yeah, for some
Right
reason, I don't
on
think they
the
have a lot
alley.
of parking over there, that's why I kinda wondered.
And it's such a big hopper, and I don't know
Yeah.
why they have to have such a big hopper.
Mhm.
It's just a concern.
I haven't seen it, I just a question, thank you,
If you go down by there.
let's see it.
I'll take a look at it. Teresa Margaret?
Yes, I've been noticing some legal notices in the paper regarding a county commissioner meeting on the 15th, and I have a concern about, exactly what all is involved in that. I would assume that since we have concerns out at Red Hawk, maybe we
I was
heard from
gonna ask,
those.
is that the Red Hawk issue that you read about the commission
Right,
meeting?
that there's gonna be,
Mr. Hannah has written up something, he's going to discuss that in old business.
okay, I did have a concern that we have somebody there to be representing, you know, our
I do
things
plan
on
to
our
be there,
behalf.
Teresa. I do plan to be there.
He's written up a little report about it, and
Okay,
he's gonna discuss it in old business.
okay, very good, thank you, Jeff.
Vicki Simon?
Yeah, hi. I just want to say congratulations to all the new council members. And I'm looking forward to this year being a better year than what we've had in the past. I'm a little disappointed that you've already all been sworn in. It would have been a really nice thing for transparency and bringing the community together for us to be able to witness it. So that was disappointing to me.
I didn't even know it.
No one did. Mayor Fink, I was wondering if you could tell me this year going forward what you're looking for the year ahead on things that you would like to do for the Arcadia Village.
Still working on getting the building down, that dilapidated building. There's things that we need to change as far as some ordinances that are, I think, antiquated, that need some updates. Still working on, hopefully trying to figure out something with sidewalks. We kind of left in a lurch there, but, just moving it forward in a positive fashion.
Okay, and then the other thing I'm concerned about too is, same as Tom Ducat, there is a trash can that Lonnie has that is in an alleyway with another container that happens to be blocking it, and Tom Ducat actually parks there. So I was wondering if that was in October when we had talked to you about it, beginning of October, and it's still there. I was wondering if we've
Well, we
moved
had a
forward with
meeting,
that yet.
I believe it was December, and Chad and I were gonna get with Mr. Moses. I called Mr. Moses. He's bedridden. He cannot.
I think that maybe going forward is on our property, so I think maybe we should call the trash company and have it removed. If they can't put it on his property, then they should remove their property from the,
We'll discuss it.
From the
I
town.
did speak with him and told him we'd like to come down and talk to him in person. He said, I'm bedridden.
he can't move it anyways. It's a phone call.
I get it.
So-
We'll take care of it.
Okay,
We'll address it.
that's all I have.
Nathan, Simon,
Good.
Charlotte Hangsteller.
I own this, John Grossman used to plow the park when he was the
Trustee.
trustee. But then, before we looked for one, Mark said it only takes 2 seconds, you know, you plow the streets around it, it takes 2 seconds to go in. So we didn't worry about it. Well, now since Mark left, I talked to Jason and he said he wouldn't mind, you know, doing it all, it's not a big deal. But, I need to ask permission from you guys if you guys can just plow the parking lot for us while you're right there.
When I was mayor in 2008 through 12, I ran a plow truck. And Dave or Jeff ran the other, and I plowed the Lions Club.
So, well, I talked to Jason and he
Yeah.
said he'd be happy to,
If
but,
Jason has no problem with it, I have no problem with it.
yeah, he just wanted, you know, he didn't wanna get in trouble for me not asking or whatever.
I'm fine with that.
Awesome, thank you.
Rhonda Dingstaff?
Can you clarify which ordinances you're looking at?
The trash ordinances, the vehicle ordinances. is 85 or something, the other's 92 or something.
Yeah.
I'd just like to trim those down and get them a little more specific. And Guy Johnson.
Yeah, probably as everybody knows, I got, I don't know, 5 rentals here in town. Had to get the tenant out on South Main Street, 208 South Main Street. A hell of a time, stuck me, but, he left the village with a pretty hefty bill too, and the way I understand it is that I'm gonna be liable for that, and I just don't think that's, you know, I went back on records and I can't see where I got any indication that he was in arrears, which I figured he was, but, you know, he stuck me for 3,600 change, and now I'm looking at, you know, $1,400, $1,500 in sewer, water. I mean, I don't know when he should have been shut off, but, you know, I guess the date he should have been shut off, you know, I might pay up to that, but I don't think I should be liable for 10 months of utilities there. I'm hung up enough. I need to know something, I need to see something that, you know, it actually said, you owe it.
John, can you tell me the address of that property?
208 South Main Street. You can make a copy of the bill if you need it.
That's okay.
Well,
Thank you.
we're in there, taking up, and get somebody in there to take care of it. He did for a long time, but then he didn't. So I just need to know where I'm at with that. I understand it might be put on my taxes, and, you know, if you're gonna follow that, I'll lawyer up, you know, and see what, I'll put bad money, you know, I just need to know where I'm at with it. It's over in my name now, so you shouldn't have any problem.
I'd have to look to see how many months, but, he's been a problem for, I think, when was the guy that he got shut off?
Well, when I
Remember?
put it in my name, I don't know.
No, the other time he got shut off,
I don't look back.
about
I know the gas was shut off,
probably
May
a
30th,
year ago,
24,
yes.
you know, so I'm
So
guessing.
I'd have to look, but he did have it shut off once and then he caught it all up again, and I almost wanna say that he hadn't paid again since then. It's been months.
What's our procedure, Amy, for?
To shut them off when they don't, but that
That's what I'm
just,
saying.
that is-
I went back
that
to
is-
the record, I didn't see that.
Is there a
I
policy
don't do
that
well
we
in these
notify him?
situations.
I've had them before.
What, is there a policy that we have?
yes, they're supposed to be shut off, but they were not shut off.
But should
They
he
were
have gotten
informed
a
that they
letter?
needed to be shut off, but
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't think you
no one, no one
See if I
followed.
did.
Oh, I didn't know if there was a policy
There
that we
is.
have to notify the owner.
My question is, should Guy have gotten a letter at each time he should have, that the renter should have been shut off,
Actually, each month, probably,
or each month?
yeah, right? I don't know.
Should he have gotten a, hey, your tenant hasn't paid, or hey, this.
I usually, it does not usually get to this point, to be honest with you, usually it's a month.
Yeah.
How many months? I mean,
Well,
that's
okay.
long.
It is a lot, because he was not getting shut off, he was accumulating multiple months.
But why wasn't it getting shut off? If he's, I mean,
Because Mark was not having someone shut it off, he kept calling Jimmy and asking him to pay.
but see, then at some point, he should have been notified. as
Yeah,
well.
I'd have said cut it.
That's
Oh,
I
absolutely.
mean,
Especially if we're gonna pay it.
he should have been, I think he should be notified every month if it's.
I just need to where I'm at, and, you know, I don't wanna see it on my taxes, you know, I'll get in.
Mhm.
Ms. Birmingham.
I feel bad for you, but I paid $1,200 for a renter.
What's your fault? You didn't come up here.
Plain and simple, right?
I gotta be honest with you.
I got a turn off notice, I never got a notice.
Yeah.
Through that entire time, which was probably 7 months.
Hey, this is my fight, Carol.
I want that, you know? Pretty simple.
I'm talking to these people.
You went right in.
Right.
So,
So, think about it, whatever, I'm out of here. Thank you, sir. You bet.
He did not, I did not normally send a notice every month for notice to everybody every single month that they have payments. bill. 'Cause they
He
don't pay
left,
it.
so I guess we'll just discuss it
And
next
get more
month.
information.
Figure it out,
Yep.
and then,
Looking back, when the administrator gave his report, it was always no shut-offs.
Cause
So,
there wasn't, cause there was
we
not
were
a
not-
shut-off.
As council, we were not
I
notified
know.
that,
No, I would
So-
have it, would you?
Yeah, that stuff needs to be talked about every month.
yeah,
It's on the report every month. I'm just
okay.
telling you why it happened. It's not my job to, turn payroll off.
I understand that, but it's your job probably to send Guy that letter as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because Guy should receive a letter if his tenants aren't.
He does, but I don't think it's necessary for the renter to be sent a letter every single month when a person pays late every single month. Now, I see when I go to shut them off, I absolutely,
Yeah.
and it should not be in a situation where I have this many months, Jeff, this is unusual. In the past, I've never had to, this, usually if I ever turn somebody off that's renting, I call and let them know ahead of time, because they generally do not want me to turn it off.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that, but our
I have-
policy needs
yes,
to be
I should've-
consistent.
I should have let him know before it got to that point, but the policy should have been managed from the right in the first place.
Correct. So we'll try to do that from here forward.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
Cause that usually eliminates those kind of other issues that came along with it.
alright, so
Teresa's
we'll,
got something to say.
Teresa's
Teresa.
hand up.
Did we have accounts that we certified in August or September to the auditor's office because of 2-month delinquents or more?
We did not have any.
And his bill got up to $3,600?
No.
That's rent, I think.
That was his rent, that was not his utility bill.
It's 1,400, I think.
No, I'm sorry, his utility bill is still a lot, it's about 1,400.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And
But-
he wasn't 2 months delinquent in
No.
August or July?
No, I had no delinquents at that time.
So then when we got reports that say 31 customers were delinquent and nobody was shut off,
Nobody was shut
that
off,
doesn't really mean that they maybe should have been shut off.
but that's not my report.
that's something I think we can work with
Moving
here.
forward, it
Yes,
should
moving
be,
forward.
it should be, not an issue moving forward, because people do need to get shut off. And, which reminds me real quick, now that we're on the topic, Jim Brown, okay, if I turn somebody's electric off, it basically costs us about $700. $500 to $700 to turn somebody's electric off. That's more than they generally are gonna owe us. So, Mark didn't want us to pull meters, he always wanted Hancock Wood to do it. Jim Brown would be willing to pull meters for me, and instead of having to call Hancock Wood for it. I don't know how everybody feels about that.
He's still an employee, correct?
Yes, but in the past, Mark did not want him to pull meters, so he had not been doing that. Mark was always calling Hancock Wood.
And if Jim pulls a meter, what's the cost there?
Right now, it cost him $30. He said he would still do that for $30. He does, his rate is $30. But he said, and I don't, this is kind of an extra thing, he talked about if we ever wanted him to fix a fuse, which he can do, he doesn't have to get in the bucket truck, I mean, he can do it from the ground. But if he's gonna be messing with high power, he gets paid $58 an hour at Macomb, and probably real similar to that at RPM. So if we were to ask him to do high power stuff, he would wanna be paid around that wage. But he is willing to do stuff like pulling meters for the $30 an hour, which is, like I said, it cost us quite a bit to have somebody else do it. And maybe that's part of why Mark didn't wanna do it, is cause it was, I don't know.
That's something to consider.
Well, I think that's a big consideration because it's a lot less than Hancock Wood.
It just, you gotta feel comfortable with it. Mark was not
$700.
comfortable using, Jim, so we hadn't been, so that's why I'm asking you guys before
Did
I.
he say why he
Is he
wasn't
a
comfortable?
lineman?
He said that he just didn't trust him. I've worked with Jim, I mean, pulling meters shouldn't be an issue in my opinion.
Is he a lineman?
He was a high power lineman before, he no longer is, he no longer has that kind of certification, but he has the knowledge.
Why does he no longer have that certification?
Because,
Keep it up.
you have to keep it.
Yeah, you have to keep it up. Classes and all.
And that might be why he didn't feel comfortable doing it. It was a
Does he
liability.
have the
Yeah.
certification?
So, we're okay now, we wanna move forward with having, Jim take pull meters?
Well, he doesn't have certification as our.
Meter, he can pull meters, he just can't do the high voltage.
Oh, okay,
He
he
can
can
check
pull
the
meters.
difference right there,
You're not
yeah,
supposed to do any of it, but I think that it's common practice to pull meters.
okay.
But are
I
we
mean, if
liable
you
if
wanna
something
pull
happens?
meters, I'd rather
Yes.
put it at $30 instead
We
of
would be
that.
liable for that?
We would liable if something happens to him if he's not certified.
He's insured through us too,
Oh.
that's kinda how it started, because before we were using Jim occasionally and paying him. But, this way, if something happens, we're covered as far as insurance goes too.
Do we have any idea how much it would be for him to get recertified?
I don't know that that's a real option.
Yeah,
I
I
was
don't,
gonna say,
I
I doubt
don't
if he
know,
wants
if he
to.
has health issues, and I think that's part of the reason he let his
Yeah.
certifications go.
Makes sense.
His body's kind of beat
Yeah.
up, so he's just not as capable to do the things he used to be able to do.
I mean, that's something we can ask him,
Do you
but
have an opinion about him, fixing fuses instead of calling? I mean, so fuses. And I can, clarify this with Jim. A fuse can be changed, right, Jeff, so we're both on the same page, with a pole, where you're not having to get up in the bucket.
You can, but.
Not always.
It's harder to do with a long stick.
Okay,
So it's much easier to do from a truck. You can use a 6-foot stick.
okay.
And if not, your stick's 40 feet
Well,
long.
what is your opinion on Jim doing, changing fuses?
Jim used to come and help me occasionally, changed a couple of arresters and stuff for me. Jim's knowledgeable. He used to work for AEP years ago.
And he was doing those kind of things for us, a couple
yeah.
years ago.
After Dave retired and kind of slowed up even more after he quit kind of helping me, if I run into a snag, I would call Jim.
Okay.
I believe at that time, RPM owned the bucket truck, and I think their rate was $80 an hour
For
then.
whose rate?
When they approached us about
Our-
helping do the work, because they had a bucket truck at one time. And Eric approached us and said, Jim's got the qualifications, if you guys need the help, we've got the truck,
I see,
this is our rate. And I believe that rate was $80 an hour.
and that's what you paid him then.
Yes.
And at $58 is also very cheap
I mean, we used
for a
AMP,
lineman.
we used AMP
Yes,
way more than we used Jim.
yes,
And as long as we could schedule out in the
the
future,
projects,
AMP worked out much better. They were a little higher priced. I think they were just under 100, but they had all their own equipment.
I agree.
They showed up on the job. They had everything they needed. We supplied all the parts.
yes.
But we didn't have to worry about, whether the guy was comfortable or not, because this guy was a lineman.
That's what scares me.
So, where do we wanna go with that? You just wanna leave it at the meters at this point, or do you wanna?
Jeff, what is your opinion on pulling meters? Is that a big liability?
No, we pulled meters ourselves.
Yeah.
Right.
The only thing you don't pull is large customer meters.
And do
You
you
don't
do
pull
that,
school
even
meters,
small
you don't-
meters, do you do that with two people too, Jim, or Jeff?
Probably, in all theory, yes, you
Cause I
should.
think we generally
But we
have,
had to invest into an arc flash helmet, so there should be an arc flash helmet out there that you put on. It's got a big shield on it and
Okay.
everything. So we should have the equipment to do the work, and it's just a matter of tipping it out and tipping it back in, so it's not.
And Jim's willing to do that.
yes, I discussed that with him, cause I just wanted to clarify with him, like,
Okay.
what he's willing to do at the rate that he is at $30, and what he
I would,
wants, like, for changing a fuse, that would be a higher rate, that's a high power.
And that would give you more of a chance to shutting off things that
Oh,
will get up to
yes.
$1,400, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
and I would feel more comfortable having Jim probably do your fuses too. I don't know what Hancock Wood's coming in to charge, but to me, they're the competition. I don't know why we're contracted with Hancock Wood. In my eyes, we ought to be contracted with AEP because they're supplying us with the power. Hancock Wood is a neighbor.
I guess that's how they've we've had a relationship with them too, Jeff, where they've helped us and we've helped them. And it's just grown into more.
We've helped Hancock Wood,
Mhm.
really. Didn't know that we was capable of doing that.
As far as, like, they used our our bucket truck when they were out of one, and there's been times where they've come over and helped us, maybe without charging, so it has grown, the relationship and what they've done has just grown over the last couple of years.
Okay. I didn't know that, but, I know that we ran into a snag one time. We had a pole hit out here in front of the foundry.
Mm-hmm.
We hired,
Vaughn?
Vaughn to come over and do it, and they couldn't get their truck going when they got here. It was about 40 below that day.
Mm-hmm.
And we offered our truck, and they would not take it. They waited for a truck to come back out of Cary. They wouldn't use our truck.
Vaughn?
Yep, they would not use our truck.
Okay.
So there's probably a liability there.
There is, in case our testing hadn't been done and somebody gets electrocuted, yes.
So we're all good with Jim
I think so,
pulling meters?
I think so.
And
Do you need a
then
motion for
discussing, maybe doing fuses with him.
I think if he's okay with it, yeah.
If he's okay, he is okay with it,
Okay.
but
Doing the fuses?
he's absolutely okay with it, but you have to pay him more than $30, so,
I just have a question.
Go ahead.
So let's say we let him do that, he's not certified, something happens to him, whatever, our insurance is gonna pay that,
he's an employee.
okay? But he's not certified to do that, so would the insurance then turn around and drop you? Because you let somebody who's not certified to do that job, do that job.
I do not have the answer to that
I would say,
question.
because they would look at it as,
And that's why I say, Shelley, like, changing fuses, and I'm gonna ask for Jeff's little back up here too, like, I feel like changing fuses is minimal risk.
but it's still a risk
It is.
if he's still.
Does that would you agree, Jeff, changing fuses is minimal?
It's minimal risk. I mean, you've got to
Being
have
up there by the high
PPE to do the job.
lines, that's
Yeah.
not minimal.
Yeah,
We're
but
not
no,
gonna
it's not,
ask,
and that's
we're
where you
not
need
gonna
your
ask,
certification anyway.
I do not wanna ask Jim to do those things. I only wanna ask him to change a fuse
That's why,
in a power outage, because he'll be faster and cheaper.
and I understand that, but if something happens to him and he gets hurt, and we try to put it to the insurance comes back and says, oh, neglect on your part, sorry about your luck, so.
I did fire training at Hancock Wood, and they said pulling them meters could be a bomb. It's dangerous as hell. You can ask David.
Oh,
I'm sure he might have did the same training I did.
I have no idea,
We are not allowed to touch them
no, he won't,
at all.
they won't. You're right, I don't know.
I know it sounds easy and simple, but yeah, they said they could be a bomb if you don't do it right.
Teresa?
Verify for me, Dave, or Jeff, was Dave ever a certified lineman? Didn't know. Were you ever a certified lineman? Were you
Never
ever
had
for
any
high power?
qualifications.
Was Dave ever for high power?
Dave did take lineman classes. I don't know if there was ever a certification involved in that. I took 4 years, well, I took 5 different classes down at AMP that was high voltage work. Was I ever qualified or certified? No. You know,
One of the
there-
reasons I know Dave Knoll never went and applied at Hancock Wood was they don't interview anybody unless they're past being a certified lineman.
Correct, yeah, like a journeyman or something like that. And we don't work enough hours in the department a year to be a journeyman.
And when we had Bruce Pape, he was, but we didn't have enough work to keep him.
Busy.
So are we all okay with that, or?
I think it's something that we should do, because we cannot let these things keep going on and people running bills up.
That
I'm
really,
sorry,
and that really is unusual, but,
I know, but. it
but
can't
I
happen.
think
It
that
can
plays
happen.
into it, that it costs as much as it does.
That's my big concern, because I feel bad for Guy,
Yeah,
I really do.
Do you need to vote on this?
I would say at this point.
Well, then let's ask for a vote.
Let's vote on them one at a time.
Okay.
Who wants, who wants to make a motion for, allowing Jim Brown to remove and to reconnect, disconnect meters?
I'll make the motion.
Carol,
I'll second.
Jeff, second. Angela?
Yeah.
Jenny?
Yeah.
And Stephanie?
Yes.
Okay. Now Jim, doing fuses.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
I'll second it.
Okay, Angela? Jenny?
Yeah.
Shelley? Stephanie?
Yes.
Carol?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, you made a motion.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I'm on a roll.
I'll
I'm on a
double
roll. Okay, now we need to make a motion for what he's gonna get paid.
I'll make a motion to pay him $30 for pulling meters.
He already makes that, so I only need a motion to,
58.
for
Fuses.
fuses. I only need a motion for the
Oh,
fuses. How
I'll
much
make a
you gonna-
motion to pay $58 an hour to fix fuses, sorry.
High power, yep. Second? I'll second. Jeff?
Yes.
Shelley?
Yeah.
Carol? Okay, thank you.
Okay, moving on to the administrative report.
There is none.
There is none, but just to speak to the applications, I did go through all of those. I found 7 other possibilities. One guy actually, I do believe, had municipality work, and I believe water licenses or certification in his list of things. And also Matt Knoll filled out an application. He messaged me today and wanted to know when we were gonna start interviewing. And I told him our first meeting was tonight, we would discuss it and then start sometime here soon.
I also have more applications. The ones that you guys have are just up to the Friday that I probably have some from last week that I got ready to send everybody out.
Fiscal officer report.
Okay, so I have presented the following reports: the appropriation status, the revenue status, the cash summary by fund, and the monthly fund balance. I actually added, I have the monthly fund balance, cash summary by fund, but I have it for the month and then I have it for the year. So you can see, how much we started and how much we ended, a real nice picture.
Do you have extra copies of that somewhere?
That's not for the year though, that's just. I have 2
I
copies of the month.
was running, I don't know why I didn't have enough of these, but I thought everybody had one. Steph, you don't got one?
She has one for the month, not for the year.
Okay.
I apologize, she has one for the year.
I got yours.
I have 3 for the year.
I was reading, but that's a short
This one. This is the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, this one.
Okay,
I have that.
You need one? You don't have one?
so I'm just gonna go over a couple things.
Oh, no, I'm not.
I don't have the, color copy one.
Okay, oh, okay.
The color copy of that.
That's one of all the months. So, just looking at some of the funds, the general fund has started with 437,000 and we ended with, 442, so we made a little bit in that fund. Last year, our street fund was at 211, but we spent money doing roads last year, so we're at 173. The rest of them kind of are about the same. The water fund, we made a nice big increase. It's not as much as I thought. Looks like we only made about 20,000, I don't know why that. I'm gonna have to look at that again, because when last time I looked at it, I thought we made a lot more. Oh, it's because I'm looking at December, that's why. Good lord. Well, that makes more sense. 409 is what we started with in general. We have 442, so we gained money in our general. Our streets was pretty much what I said before, 211, 212, down to 173. The water fund, last year at the start of the year is 184, and we are now at 383, and 90,000 of that is 283. 90,000 of that is water taps. I'll have more on that next time. I haven't heard anything about water rates or anything. And the rest of them are kind of staying steady. I also need a new signer. Angela kind of volunteered to be my new signer at checks because Rhonda was before. I also have, I'm gonna send this to you, Carol, Shelley, and Jeff. It's a webinar, or it's not a webinar, it's a class you can go take for new public officials if you're interested. And then I also have an email that has the public records training that you'll have to complete this year. I'll give you time to do that on your own, but at some point I might go ahead and do it for you just to have it covered. Perfect. And that's all I have for that.
All right, so moving on to the mayor's report. Shortly after our administrator left, I got a phone call and emails from the Ohio EPA about the condition of our water in the village. I sat in on a conference call for, probably almost an hour with Ohio EPA. I want to say some federal EPA people were in on that call. I want to say that they also included Northwest Water District, which they probably included themselves because they probably want to take our water over and run our system for us. But all that being said, they sent me all the emails with these files to download. I have all the information. I only printed off one for each, so whoever wants to look at them. Amy also was included in the emails. You guys can take these. I still have the files at home. Whoever wants to use it or go get copies of. And then what I did with that information, while sitting and listening, I kind of gathered some things, but as far as technical, I sent that information to Jeff, who then summarized a report of the violations and how we're supposed to move forward with that. So at this, I'm going to turn it over to Jeff to give us all.
And I've just written this out, so I'm just gonna read it. On Friday, December the 12th, 2025, Mayor Fink and Arcadia's operator of record, Chris Basinger, were required to attend a Microsoft Teams meeting with the Ohio EPA to discuss Arcadia's recent TTHM MCL violations, outstanding consumer confidence report violation, the implication of continued non-compliance, Ohio EPA enforcement process, and the village's plan to return to compliance. The documents discussed at the meeting are as follows. Letter from the Ohio EPA requiring master meter monitoring for TTHMs beginning first quarter of 2026. On December 16th of 2025, Amy received a notification from the Ohio EPA that in the first quarter of 2026, the village would be required to pull TTHM samples at the master meter, which is located at the pump station or entry point where Arcadia receives their water from Fostoria. This is due to the operation evaluation levels, or the running average, for TTHMs in third and fourth quarter of 2025. The village also exceeded MCLs, or the maximum contaminant levels, for TTHMs second, third, and fourth quarter of 2025. Due to these multiple operational evaluation levels and maximum contaminant level violations, the Ohio Administrative Code 3745-8124 requires the village to complete these additional samples. The director's findings and orders for the village of Arcadia from 2018. Between 2016 and 2018, the village had 10 violations that were not talked about in this meeting. The violations were discussed from 2018 to 2025. from 2/12/18 to 1/30 of 19, the license to operate was downgraded to a conditional license to operate with the following requirements. The village shall comply with all current and future monitoring schedules. They shall meet minimum staffing requirements for a Class 1 public water system. They shall prepare and submit monthly operations reports. They shall comply with TTHM HA5 monitoring requirements. By 7/1/2018, they shall complete an asset management plan. By 10/1/2018, they shall submit a completed asset management plan. Then Arcadia's approved general plan to address TTHMs for 2018. The village was given 120 days from February 12/2018 to submit a general plan. The general plan was to include 7 different criteria. Within 60 days of the plan approval, the village shall submit a pilot study for review and approval. The village had a few months to complete a study and report the data to the EPA. The approved study was to install aeration in the water tower, which was expected to remove 60% of the TTHMs. Arcadia's TTHM results. So this sheet, everything in pink is a violation, if you want to see it. So Arcadia's violation report 2019 to 2025 from the US EPA enforcement points. 12/30/19, failure to include required content in consumer competence report. On 3/14/22, minimum staffing report not received. 2/21/24, there was a routine monitoring violation. And then on 5/7/25, 8/6/25, and 11/4/25, the average TTHM maximum contaminant level was exceeded. Arcadia's 2026 monitoring schedules, a revised schedule will be sent mid-January, which will have the list of requirements for the master meter. Have we seen that new monitoring schedule yet?
We did TTHMs last week.
Okay. So the current monitoring schedule right now is total coliform or bacteria is 1 time a month, 12 times a year. Total chlorines 1 time a month, 12 times a year. We have lead and copper this year, 10 samples between June 1st and September the 30th. TTHMs and HA5s at the town hall during listed approved dates, and TTHM and HA5s at the test tap at Olympic Drive at Red Hawk during the approved dates. The village needs to get a handle on these violations. In their general plan that was submitted in 2018, the Ohio EPA required the village to submit at least 3 options. The village submitted 6 options to correct their issues. At that time, the general plan said that if the aeration in the tower at the cost of $200,000 didn't work, they would evaluate installing automatic flushing system at Red Hawk at the cost of $5,000, evaluate a chlorine feeder near Red Hawk at the cost of $50,000, or adding an inline aeration system at the pump station at the cost of $150,000 to $221,000. These costs are based on 2019 pricing. According to what was included in the general plan, the Ohio EPA could believe that the village should be taking the next steps in the plan after evaluating the results of the TTHMs. After the installation of the aeration in the water tower, the village had about 2 years of compliance sampling that has now reverted to non-compliance from mid-22 to the end of 2025. So that's kind of where we're at right now. We've shot ourselves in the foot, and we're digging a bigger hole, so I think we need to get it fixed. whatever it takes.
What exact chemical is it that's in our water?
It's just a disinfectant byproduct, so it's a byproduct of chlorine and the amount of time that it sets in the water. So if we could get it out of the Fostorius plant today and be using it in the system tomorrow, it would probably be very low. But that doesn't happen. It gets drug out in their system, sets on their side of everything, then gets pumped into ours, maybe into the tower, maybe out into the system. And it just continues to wait. And the longer it waits, the higher the disinfection byproducts go up.
What's the actual name of the?
Total trihalomethanes is the TTHMs,
It's cancer causing.
potentially.
It is measured parts per billion as opposed to,
And what's our number of parts per billion?
well, we've exceeded it, so.
It's a problem.
0.080.
I'm sorry,
0.080
is the norm?
Is the limit.
is the high limit.
And
We
what
can't
degree?
exceed that, and we have.
That was our number?
Alright, we probably got like 0.083, we probably have had some higher ones.
Yeah, I
but-
mean, I think we've seen, in the past, we've seen some 100s. But typically how that works is in the colder months, the disinfection byproducts aren't as readily available, or they don't convert. So typically you always have to pull one in the first quarter, the second quarter, the third quarter, and the fourth quarter. So we always pulled our first quarter samples early in the year. And your second quarter, you pulled two. You pulled it maybe like in early April. And then your third quarter is your hot part of the summer, which is where you're gonna have your spike. So you always kind of try to look at, okay, does the first part of our quarter look cooler than our last part? So if you've got a June or something that maybe it's only in the 70s, 75 or something like that, you go ahead and you pull your sample then. I think now,
We have a week to pull it.
yes, I think now they've squeezed that down to, they give you the week to pull it.
They give you the week, and I think, I don't remember how many, I usually have it turned in that next day. But I think this time we let it sit for like 2 days. I think that you're allowed so many days in the fridge, but I don't think it's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, typically we pulled it one day and they would
They pick it up the next day, yeah.
So we
It's
leave
on a
it in the
schedule.
refrigerator overnight.
So Jeff, you've got this chart here, right?
Yes.
So which one do we look to? Which of the three do we look to look for that number? This one or this one?
Well,
Wherever it's pink is where it's
there's
over 8.
different. These are different. See, like this is one spot, like this is probably the town hall, and this is probably out at Red Hall. And then this is an annual running average, which is what you're trying to meet. Because you can have a couple of high numbers as long as your lower numbers are lower and your running average is still below 8.
Yeah. And it just, if
So when
I
you
just
see that
use
pink,
this-
that's where we
if I
would have
just
had to probably
use this
notice.
chart right here, we were doing great in 2021, and 2022.
And that was,
And then suddenly the last 3 quarters of 25, we're bumping up.
yes, this is where they put the tower, the aeration in the lock tower. So from here to there is where we put the aeration in it. This is working. These are typically good numbers, but then once these go to 114, it's hard to recover from 114 to get back to these. So you've got to have a 40 or something like that to recover.
So, I guess according to the question I've got is, if you say anything below 80 is an acceptable level. So when you catch an 84, or 87, or 82, I don't know how to gauge how much higher that is. we're talking a small, you know what I'm saying?
Well, if the maximum's 80, if you're 10 over, you're 8 tenths of being. See what I'm getting at?
Yeah, because it's in parts per billion. This is small.
See if it gets down there
Yes.
right.
When somebody says cancer causing, is the EPA issuing a mandate that says if you're above 80, you're gonna get cancer at 84 or 87? All right, so
But they could potentially require us to purchase bottled water for our customers a year.
I didn't want somebody to be left with a conclusion as a result of listening to this meeting. We're all gonna get cancer by drinking the water.
That's the whole area right there.
We're all having cancer when we live in for sure.
That's the way I understood it.
Is where we're getting.
So we need something to lower the numbers, and we need better testing. Or are we doing all the testing?
So we're doing
We're
that.
doing the required testing. I just don't know whether it would be in our best interest to do some additional testing, you know, to pull maybe
Well, what did they
different
say
spots.
at the meeting? All they've added is the extra testing site. So at this point, did you not get the impression, Brian, that they were gonna kind of watch and see how things move from
They
here?
were aware that
So
the
we're not-
administrator quit.
Yes.
Mr. Basinger said he would pull our samples.
Yes. So at this point, they're just letting us know. We're not asked to do anything extra at this point. They're keeping an eye on our numbers, and, you know, if the next couple ones don't look good, we're gonna start coming up with a plan, the same as we did when we put the aeration, and it's a slow process.
And
The aeration process probably took us a good year to even
Well, in
get
that
to the point where
process,
we purchased
during
it.
that conference call, Mr. Basinger had comment to Ohio EPA that when the power goes out,
The
that
aeration goes
aeration
out.
system goes down.
And we have had them come and look at it multiple times to fix it and not got it.
And so he says, as we're moving on,
We're gonna check it every day.
we're going to check it every day to make sure it's running, but he wants to know if there's a way to put it on a SCADA.
is there monitoring or anything in the bottom of the tower that monitors?
Well, he brought up putting it on a SCADA so we would know,
It is on a scale, I'm not sure what you mean.
is it on SCADA? He was talking to them about it, that they have it on a SCADA, or he wanted to put it on a SCADA so he knew if the power went out, if we still,
Oh,
if
he
our
wants to
aeration.
put that information on the SCADA.
Well, I think you want
To let us know that the
you would wanna
aeration is
monitor
running.
whether it's running or not.
Right.
And
he's
right
watching
now, the
SCADA
only way
about
we
that,
know is
but-
when we go out there, so what he's probably saying is wondering, I'll ask him when he comes in tomorrow.
Yeah,
If
he
there's
wants
a
to
way
find a way
to put that
to-
on the SCADA so we know.
When the power goes out, we wanna know if our
It'll fall.
aeration system is still working.
It'll tell us.
So at what point do you notify the village people of this? I mean, I know we get letters and our bills every once in a while.
Or in our minutes,
We've gotten some letters.
But I don't
So
think
you
Keep
get a
check
letter,
being high.
you get a letter when you're running average, when you have 3/4, that when you, add them and average them out, they are above the 8. So if we get an 8 and our numbers are average low, then you won't get a notice.
Right. It's only
But
when
it's
they're
just the
high.
EPA's standard to kind of keep you there, so, you know, you don't go wild with numbers.
And it just seems, if I'm reading this right, that the high readings are coming in second, third, and fourth quarter of 2025, but first quarter wasn't high, 24 wasn't high, 23 was, so it had to be something that changed.
I think what we need to do is see what these entry point, tests come back as, because that's probably what the EPA wants to look at. They probably wanna see what we're getting fed with, and if we're getting fed with 70+,
Yeah.
you know, we can't respond to that. And I would hope that they would put the monkey on Fosteria's.
That was also brought up in the conference call, and Basinger said that they are trying to get a handle on it, but Fostoria or
Or they have their
the
own issues.
EPA said, we're watching you. You're the one sending the water, and at those entry points, if it is higher, we're going to probably put some penalties on you as well.
I would think that's probably what this new test is gonna be, is to see what it is when it gets to us.
Right.
And then they'll figure out whether we need to do a little bit and they need to do a little bit, or whether it's all them or all us.
I
Yeah,
think
it
it's
really
gonna
is
be
kind of
a-
still at
I think it's gonna
watching
be
it
a
spot.
cooperation, we hope.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to do something that was brought up in that phone conference.
Right.
Mr. Simon,
So what is your guys' thought on switching to the district and just getting rid of Fostoria altogether? Sounds like you got a lot of resources you gotta put up with just to maintain crappy drinking water. What's the negative of going to the district,
Cost to you,
you think?
yeah, absolutely.
Our costs keep going up every year.
You should ask
Yeah,
what
I
the
mean-
district, ask what the district's paying, they charge more.
What's your mom pay?
Not much.
That's Northwest Water.
Yeah,
is.
not much, and it's good. It's
The
drinkable.
Bloomdale
See what her
It doesn't
usage
stink.
is though, like maybe
You
bring
know.
me a bill, let me see.
Right. I'm just curious if anybody's looked into it or if that's something you guys should look into.
I discussed with a couple people that work there, just kind of get a feel
Right.
after all this EPA stuff.
Right.
And they said we would get an increase, and it probably wouldn't be a lot more than
Right.
what we're paying now, but it would be an increase.
Right.
But do,
And so
do
that's
they, do
something
they
we can
take
look
care
at.
of all the testing and all
Yes,
that?
yes.
I would think that right there would be savings to make sure that we're not having, really have
I've
to have
heard
a
of
water
plays
license
from-
at that point.
From them.
But at least it'd be drinkable.
The village might save, but the residents would maybe.
Yeah, that's something we'll look at though.
Yeah. Just don't
I
sell
mean,
your rights
we-
to your
we
water
can't
tower.
We can't just go on the way we're going.
Yeah, don't take
We
our
have
name
to-
off the water
Yeah,
tower.
don't sell your rights to your water tower, because that's what they'll ask for.
Yeah, so that's where we're at on that. And we will look into, with Masonry and figure out how they wanna. And you still have the email from all those people, so
Yep.
it's easy to reach out to them. Solicitor report.
I just, Teresa had brought this up, and I've got it on my calendar as well, about the commissioners and the rest of their meeting. So I'm just gonna hold off until Jeff gives his presentation, I'll chime in at the end.
No building inspector report, old business. Is the security camera installation.
Yeah, just at the security cameras, I sent in the quote and they're supposed to contact me and install the cameras soon. The reclosure, I called about that, and I did get some more information. But Jason is gonna come to our next council meeting to give everybody an update on that. That's new business this kind of year, so I don't have that quote.
For County Road 254.
Yeah, I know the numbers, but I don't have the paper right now.
What's that, for paving or something?
Oh, Denny came in and talked to me, he said he talked to you about paving 254, doing half, or 250, he said he talked to you about doing 254, because half of it belongs to township, half of it belongs to us. He said that it would cost, our portion of it would be $37,000. I mentioned to Denny that we don't have a lot of, like, we would probably, be more likely to do that if we applied for it with a grant that would pay for half of it.
Yeah, he didn't really discuss it, he just brought it up and said, you guys think you'd be interested, I said, I'll let you know when we go to our next meeting.
Okay, well, he kind of presented it different.
So, yeah,
Okay.
so also with new business, I would like to move for a motion to bring down the blink cameras, which are not suitable for this environment, and rescind the ordinance that allows them here. Cause I no longer know who has access to them.
I do. She does.
I'm the only one that has access.
She's the only one with access to it.
I still wanna move for a motion to have those removed until we get our new security cameras
We just
installed.
passed a,
We just
Ordinance
passed an ordinance,
in
I don't think
December.
we should rescind it, because the only thing I'm thinking of is when collections is taking place, there's an awful lot of money in the office, and what if somebody comes in and wants to, if something comes up missing in the office, or if people are coming in, or things are getting shifted around or moved, or there's more money put in the drawer at some point in time. I left checks up here the other day when I got sworn in, And if my checks would have gone missing, I would have wanted to know what happened to them.
I have
Because-
worked a few days when some customers have come up and been unhappy with their bill and gotten quite loud. And it really is a good thing that they have camera in there.
So are we fine with leaving those until we get our new cameras?
I think so. I mean, the cameras are back
I really
there.
do, and the only one that has it, Ryan.
All right, so then we're gonna move for a motion to go into executive session.
Can I back up and to old business and
Oh, yeah.
do this little report here?
We got the old business, we got out, and the Red Hawk.
In March of 2025, Mr. Filkins announced that someone had purchased the property at Red Hawk that had been laid out for additional lots that would make the village whole on the taps that would need to be made to pay debt for the water line the village had borrowed to install at their request. The design was for 23 lots. In 2016, the cost of a water tap at Red Hawk was $10,000, which equates to the village losing $230,000 in taps. This lot is south of the main driveway going into the subdivision and continues to the west to an open ditch. There's a fire hydrant up on a hill approximately 2/10 of a mile south of the main driveway. This is where the village's 8-inch water main turns to the west and continues through the open field. There's another hydrant approximately 200 yards west in the field of the one near County Road 254. From there, the water line makes a couple of direction changes and comes up in the right of way on the north side of address 2215 Honey Tree Court, also known as Eagle Drive. So that back, the water line shoots through that field and across that ditch and comes up alongside that house that's in the cul-de-sac back there. In April of 2025, Mr. Filkins reported that he had sent a letter to the landowner requesting the utility right-of-way continue, and the only way it could be defeated is if the village gives up the right-of-way or by court order. On December 16th of 2025, a legal notice was posted in the newspaper announcing on January the 15th, 2026, at 11:30 at the Hancock County Commissioners shall hold a hearing in the matter of the vacation of Ridge Run Drive and Noble Hawk Court in the Red Hawk subdivision, which could potentially be the beginning of a court order process. If they can get permission from the commissioners, then the next step could be the court order. On December 17th, 2025, I stopped and talked to Commissioner Hunker about the concerns if this easement was lost. According to Mr. Hunker, the information that they had given did not include any information about there being an easement on this property. I told him I would supply the commissioners with photos of the construction plans, including the easement in question. I just read through the legal notice right before I came tonight, and I realized that they're having a visual view tomorrow at 11 a.m. So I will plan on being to that, and then the public hearing on the 15th at 11:30 at the commissioner's office as well. So I will try to attend both of those meetings to see.
Jeff, I need copies of those if you don't mind.
What's the date that they're having their,
The 15th, I think?
Tomorrow and Thursday. So the 13th and the 15th. It just doesn't have my scribblings on the
That's
bottom.
fine. And then the other one you read too. Do you have the other one too?
Yeah, that might be the only one of those I have.
Okay. You don't think, sorry.
That's all I have.
Teresa, you have a question?
Teresa.
I just think it's important to remind people, and maybe some people on council aren't aware of it, but we actually spent $112,000 litigating trying to get Red Hawk to continue to pay the debt that they owed us. And our compromise was to meet with this developer that added these places and stuff like that, and we increased the tap to $10,000 so that we could get some of that debt back. And Amy's showing that the taps are being sold out there. But you have to keep in mind that that litigation came out of it was out of the Beeson money, and Jeff is nodding his head. And then besides that, to try and comply with the EPA, we spent over $140,000 to put the stirring situation up there. And again, that was to clear up a TTHM problem at Red Hawk. It wasn't happening here in town, it was happening out there. So besides losing this $230,000, you're looking at some sort of a staggering amount to try and rectify this. And we've already paid, we won the case, $112,000 to the attorney. We won that case. They filed for bankruptcy. You can't get blood out of a turnip. So we had no recourse. And another thing, when people from Red Hawk want to come here and say, our debt should be paid off by now, we're all still paying for the line. We had 2 federal loans. One got the water to Arcadia. Now, you're not gonna have the water at Red Hawk if you didn't get it to Arcadia. We're still paying for that. And Red Hawk has to be figured in on that. So we've paid money in litigation. We paid for an apparatus in the water tower. And we know that there's gonna have to be some sort of a fix for this. So when they wanna take 23 $10,000 taps away from us, you know, we need to make sure that doesn't happen. That's open to the public, right, Jeff?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you for doing that, Jeff. Appreciate it.
So, move for a motion to go into.
I thought John had something.
I thought John wanted to speak.
No, I'm planning on attending as well. I just wanted to make sure everybody was aware of it.
Can I say something real quick before we go into executive? My friend here has a neighbor that has a dead, rotting carcass of a deer in his.
She just mentioned it to me today.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that was brought up because he's a chicken. So.
What you get for sitting by Vicki.
Yeah, that's what you get. So I just wanted to make sure that the dead deer in his neighbor's yard gets taken care of. Thank you. That's it.
I wanted to address that, just that there is 23 lots and it's 10,000
You're welcome.
apiece, and $330,000.
She's doing this every other neighbor wants it.
All right, move for a motion to go into executive session and invite everyone at the table.
So moved.
You got a place for your beer today?
Yeah, there is.
All right. Like to move for a motion to sever the contract with the solicitor, allowing the contract to remain until the end of this month, 2026. And at that time, pay him off in a lump sum.
A lump sum.
Your money.
I'm glad we're rich. Holy shit. What the heck? We're gonna pay off the solicitor a lump sum?
Yeah, it would be the remainder of my contract, the 2-year period that was just voted in December.
So we have to pay you for 2 years.
Yes.
Move for a motion.
That's what this.
I just wanna make sure that we're all clear what's happening here. Can I ask why we're getting rid of the solicitor?
Move for a motion.
Make a motion.
Second? Who's second? Shelley?
Oh, I thought somebody else seconded.
No.
Okay, who's second?
Oh, what is it? Stephanie?
No.
Jenny?
No.
Jeff?
Yes.
We're rich.
Angela?
Nope.
Ty?
Yes.
Well, there you go.
Look for a motion to adjourn.
Hey, can I pass out something for the agenda next time? Is it all right if I pass out? Guys looking it over so we can discuss it at the next meeting.
I second the adjournment. I second adjournment.
You can go on, Amazon and figure it out.
Who made the motion?
Stephanie did.
I did. And,
Oh,
I did too.
Oh, shoot, I'm throwing it at you.
Yes.
I may have gotten two.
Jeff.
Carol, is somebody
Yes.
missing one? I got two.
Oh, take it home and throw it in the paper.
I guess they're not even gonna vote to leave.
Jeff.
What?
Can I get a yes? Yes. Jeff.
Yes, sorry.